Good afternoon, all my fellow Cowichan Tribes members. So, I got a subject I want to raise with all of you. I'm trying to think of how to do it for a while. So, I'm going to do that in the form of a question. It pertains to how we govern ourselves and our chief and council. So, a little bit of a history lesson before we get to that question. So, up until 1939, 1940, it's in the history books, it's even on our website. Us Cowichan people, by that I mean members of the original seven Cowichan villages, Cowichan, Cowichan, Coxsala, Somina, Mullet, Knipson, and Tulpalis. We all governed ourselves with individual chieftain systems. So each one of those villages had its own chief. All those chiefs came together with the high chief. They all worked together to deal with our governance. You know, everything on how we govern our people. That worked for, well, we'll just say with our short history that we promote 4,500 years. That worked for 4,500 years. Our system, where each village had its own chief. So then we fast forward to 1939, when the federal government came around to dealing with us and acknowledging us and trying to deal with this treaty process. They came to us and realized that we were too much for them to deal with. They didn't want to deal with all of us 7 nations on our own. No, it's too much for them. Said, hey, you Indians, you guys are all from the same place, so you're all just going to be the same. Even though we had a completely separate system, they imposed this on us. We had our own system that worked really, really well. And for whatever reason, we've accepted this, and that's the way it's been since 1939. We're under this dictatorship where we're told to govern ourselves with this 12 council member system that isn't even ours. Never ever was, never will be. This is an imposed system from some white people that said, hey, we don't want to deal with all you Indians. You guys are too much. That's too much work for us. You guys are all from the same area. We'll just consider you all the same. Yeah. That's the facts. Yeah. If you were to sit here with a pre-contact ancestor and they asked you who you are, and said you're Cowichan, they wouldn't know what you're talking about. They asked you where you're from, Cowichan, they wouldn't know what you're talking about. Because none of this is ours. This isn't our way of life. This isn't our way of government. Yeah. So my question to you is, why do you want to keep on with this imposed system that's not even ours, that clearly fails us year after year and gets us nowhere with no accountability, no transparency? Why? Why do you choose to continue on with this system? A system that is not ours, a traditional way in any way. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. I mean, it's right on our own website that we accepted this policy. So my question to you is, why do you want to keep going this way? We could go back. All you got to do is say so. Yeah. Is each individual member, we run the show, not chief and council. We do. You do. So, ask yourself that. Really go somewhere, sit down, think about it, talk about it amongst yourselves. Why are you doing this system that was imposed? It actually insults our culture in ways, in every way, because they're going, hey, yeah, no, we don't want to deal with you Indians. You guys are too much. We're going to deal with you this way. You got to do what suits us. So we're doing what suits white people, what suits Ottawa. Yeah. Why don't you do what suits you? Why don't you use the system that the ancients used that worked for thousands of years, that brought us this far in history? Why have you turned your back on it? Ask yourself that. Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it worth it? then ask yourself, how does that compare to what the ancients were doing up until we don't even have to say ancients, just some of our ancestors, our recent ancestors. Sit back and ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this working? Do we have transparency and accountability and control? Think about all those things. Think about the leadership, what they actually do, if they do actually do anything for us. Do we have any accountability with them? Yeah. Do we have any transparency? Absolutely not. So, why are we carrying on like this? Ask yourself that. Yeah, really ask yourself that. Stay deadly, my people.